Hello, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing this morning? Ooh, Sarah.
Let me hear it. Let me hear a little bit more.
Here we go.
Who had their coffee? Come on, come on. Okay.
How about this side of the room? How are we doing here?
Oh.
Okay, Sarah, I think they're ready.
I think they're ready. Yeah. Okay. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, all about how to unleash and harness the power of your social voice. We are here to share insights and best practices with you that will be your gateway to mastering your unique voice in social media content. Now, we're going to go ahead and explore effective strategies to create content that captivates a community and engagement that amplifies your voice across digital platforms. Because in today's marketplace, a digital presence is essential, not just for businesses, but for personal brands, which everybody in this audience today has. We want to inspire you to find the niche and the style that you need to elevate your online presence and leave that lasting impression in the digital sphere.
Now, but before we begin, we want to level the playing field here. We want everyone here to be open to the segment regardless of where you are with your current social presence. Now, this session is designed to give you the tools and the strategies for all levels of current engagement, whether you're a seasoned digital creator or haven't started yet, no worries, there's always time. Now, with that, let's start with the fundamental pillars to creating a very cohesive presence online. Is everyone ready? Yes. Everyone excited? Yes. Okay, come on.
Okay, all right, I love it. Thank you for the energy. Let's get right into it. So you see up on the screen, creating mindful and purposeful content. We talked about being mindful when we opened up this session on Thursday, right? So let's come with that positive affirmation, that positive attitude, and get into why mindful and purposeful content is so important. It's truly the building blocks of a strong social presence. And it's not just about posting frequently, but delivering meaningful messages that really resonate with your audience. This means understanding your personal brand's voice and values deeply. And to do this, you need to first understand your own perspective or your niche that you are going to showcase.
Exactly. Now, authenticity, like we've heard before, is very key here. So make sure that your content is genuine, yet relevant to your own passions and what makes you unique and different. Now, keeping your niche at the core of what you guys post will ensure that your content is consistent and adds value to anyone who's viewing.
That's right. So meaning and purpose to your content, it's not only key, but I would say it's more important than how many times you actually post. Simply put, quality over quantity. So one common myth is that consistency means posting as many times as you possibly can. But quality or value will always trump over quantity. Now, in years past, raise your hand if you're guilty, because we will be the first to say that we are. You see more of this dump method, right? So like a ton of photos without any purpose or cohesive thought. But in today's digital sphere and how brands are showing up and how personal brands are showing up, it just won't cut it. So to better understand what we're talking about, we have some visuals today so that you can follow along. So let's take a look and see what this looks like visually. So this is a mock profile, a faux profile that we've created, and it's up here on the screen. As you can see, this person's profile is posting blurry, poorly composed photos. It doesn't really have a clear message. And let's be honest, these photos are just another drop in the bucket of content as you kind of scroll on by, right? So instead of this approach, focus on creating that diamond in the rough content that's visually appealing, it's impactful, and most importantly, it'll be aligned with your brand's narrative. So let's take a look at another faux profile that we made here. So this one on the right is a mock profile that shows clear intent around what? What do we see here on the screen? This is beauty and skincare, right? I mean, it's obvious just by looking at their profile that the photos are cohesive, they're in good lighting, and that theme of beauty and skincare or niche is evident without us reading a single comment on these photos or reading their bio.
I don't know about you, Sarah, but I think I already liked and subscribed to that profile. It's clear, it looks fun, I think I want to engage with that. Now, being able to capture all of this and the essence of a brand just from glancing at the content. That is key. But this is also true for personal brands. You don't have to be a big established company to have this. You just need your personal aesthetics, elements like logos that we see, colors, styles. All of this can show a consistent theme. And these elements create a very nice, cohesive identity that helps your audience recognize who you are and remembers your content, especially right now in a digital age where everything is fighting for everyone's attention. I'm scrolling all the time. Everything's just there. I'm inundated with things, right? So.
Right, exactly. So think of your brand's aesthetic as a visual language that complements your unique voice. All right, so by now you might be saying, okay, personal aesthetic, but how do I begin? How do I start? Well, always ask yourself, or have AI ask you, yeah. Is your brand content cohesive? Does it work together? Does it tell its own story, your own story, right? So let's take a look again at another visual example, but we're gonna go through some tips that you can focus on right away to help illustrate these points. And then, as I said, up on the screen, we're gonna have a visual example, which you'll see in just a moment, that will help us take through these tips that you can focus on right away.
So up on the screen here is a mood board. I encourage everyone here to create this. This is that foundation of where your content is gonna be aligned. Now, this encourages the recognition with your viewers with all of your efforts across all of your content. Now, this here can be used in something as elaborate as a newsletter or a post, or even as something as simple as your email signature. Now, what you see on the screen here is consistency and cohesion. The colors, the logos, the styles, all the fonts tell the same story. And we see this on the slide. The color schemes are beautiful. So this is going to help us deliver diverse content that really speaks to the brand's voice. Right when you scroll and you recognize, you're like, oh, that's Melissa Marilyn playing. So you see it on the screen. So
that's right.
Another one that we have that's we're going to pop on the screen is a live example. Now, raise of hands here if you have seen this crazy green bird somewhere on social.
Have you seen this guy? Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing that too.
So some people have seen this. So this is a, Duolingo is a real brand, and this is an example how they take their visual identity, their personality, and their creativity and made a viral presence that their audience now recognizes. So they went ahead and created a voice that is real, it's comedic, it fires back at their followers, and it picks up on current trending topics to evoke responses from their followers. And if you have a moment, check them out, because boy, did they evoke a lot of responses. Their visuals are super recognizable, that little green owl, as they embody their mascot, that owl, as a real character who roams their corporate office, terrorizing their employees, and making their followers want to see more.
And you learn a language while doing it, so.
That's right. So this brand showed up on TikTok where they could be tapping into the trends and what makes people like that on the platform to make lasting impressions and to gain that viral connection with their users. And speaking of viral connection, that is all about this next pillar we are going to talk about.
Now, we know that not all social media is created equal, right? Each has its own unique audience, its algorithm, style, intent. TikTok's different from Facebook, Facebook's different from Instagram. For instance, yeah, what works on TikTok you might not see the same content, right, on Instagram or Facebook, right? So all of this is to be said. It's crucial to understand that these factors adapt and change your strategy. So it's like planning a different route for the same road trip, right? The destination is your content idea, but the different routes, those are your platforms. So you're creating one content, that one video, but you're styling it differently within each social media platform.
I love that analogy, because your destination is the same, but how you get there is that experience that differs depending on the vehicle or the app that you use and the way that you portray that content. Okay, so let's take a look at TikTok as just an example of a deeper dive into what we're talking about. There we go, right on the screen. So here are 3 main ways that TikTok differs from the rest of social media right now, because obviously it's always ever changing. But right now, TikTok is really geared towards short form content creation and live opportunities to connect. This is a place where you can go live and connect to a community. I don't know, is everyone in this room good at connecting to a community?
Let me hear it.
I think so. I think so, right? Come on, I am great at what I do, right? That's what you guys do, connecting to a community. Okay, so another thing about TikTok is that their content generally ranges from 15 seconds to 3 minutes, and it is tailored towards that quick consumption. We want that user to see that video and they're already on to the next one. Another difference is the discoverability of new creators. What this means is the For You page, or that feed that you get on TikTok, uses an algorithm that is super fast, super intuitive, and it prioritizes content to the user that is relevant to their interactions, their preferences, and hot topics, versus just pushing out content to you that everybody has already seen, that is super viral already, or is coming from somebody with millions and millions of followers. So that's good news as well for newer creators. Another thing is the creative tools to making posting faster. TikTok offers a wide range of built-in tools that makes creating and editing content easier right there in the app. And does anybody know why they do that? It's because they want you to make more content. They want you to push out more, share more, go live more, do these things like it's second nature, like having a conversation, because that is what builds that traction, and that's how you gain those followers.
And that is how you share the beauty of you. So here are the main drivers for the other apps. Now, we look at YouTube. Who here loves YouTube?
Raise your hand.
Okay,
yeah,
we all love
it
YouTube.
too.
So we know that this is long-form video content. It's a hub for user-generated knowledge and tutorials. It's a place I went to when I needed to cut my hair during the pandemic, right? We've all been there.
Or, I don't know, maybe we're prepping for Avon Connect and we don't know how to use a piece of equipment, and so we YouTubed how to use it so we can put it together. That's a real story that really happened.
Yep.
Okay, so another one is Instagram. Who here is using Instagram? Yep. Who here used it so far at Avon Connect? Posted some stuff? Amazing. We're watching out for it. We love it. So Instagram, a lot of us know already. It's visual content with photos and videos, as well as reels and stories. Now, we also know that Instagram is curated, cohesive profiles, right? Just like those faux profiles that we had up on the screen. But also, not only can you go live on Instagram, but they have the ability on there to subscribe to people's channels so that you don't miss any of their content. If you are a follower and then you subscribe, you are truly not missing any of that content.
Okay, Sarah, so drum roll. Who here loves Facebook? Okay, exactly. So the reason why we love Facebook is it's community driven. This is good for creating those closed group pages or creating specific groups for our customers or for our business. And unlike short form content that's easily digestible, Facebook uses a lot of connection building features like group pages that we love, walls intended for sharing and communicating, and often longer written content that I can just sit there for a minute, eat my food, and dive deep into the story.
That's right. And everybody here has seen how our Facebook pages bring a community together, keep them informed, and really create that sense of community with one another. So there are many more details and different apps and the way that users absorb content and interact. However, the takeaway here is really to be aware of how these are used so that you can find the right way to interact and the right app for your ideas to really flourish.
So now that we've established where and how you guys want to show up on these platforms, now we need to focus on attracting and engaging. Now, if you guys have tuned in, you know that niche is the new mainstream for your content strategy. And what I mean by this is your content should be tailored to attract a specific audience that can relate to your brand and relate to you. I always think of it as like casting a fishing net versus like a wide net. When your followers see themselves reflected in your content, they're more likely to engage and follow. For example, what shows up on my feed is probably not going to show what's going to be available on Sarah's feed or your feed, for example. That funny video of the dog swimming and shows up on my feed, the algorithm right there knew to pull that for me. Why? Only because the person that generated that content creates a lot of videos around dogs. The algorithm knew to pull that, put it in front of me, and the next thing you know, I am knee-deep in this person's page. I have 2 dog swimsuits, and
Add to cart.
add to cart, all because the owner of that page knew how to attract their audience. Now, the second part of this comes in the form of engagement, right? We all know how to engage here, right? It goes beyond just the likes and the follows. It's that human interaction that you guys are all stars at. Now, it's about building a community around your post and around your brand and show personality and interact with your brand on a human level. Now, on that dog page, the owner actually reached out. Can you guess what he said?
Did you like your purchase?
Right? Yes. Okay, he actually asked me about how my dogs were doing that summer.
Oh.
Let that sink in for a second. I was mind blown. I was like, wait a minute. I bought a product. I don't know you. He doesn't know me. He asked about my dogs, and that to me at that moment was genuine. And moments before that, I was a one-time, multiple-time impulsive buyer. Who hears that? It happens, I still am. But the next thing you know, I am a lifelong customer. It's like we created that. I didn't know he was gonna be my best friend. So what I always say is, excitement sells. It's attractive. But authenticity, that human connection, it lasts.
Oh, wait a minute, Jonathan. Say that one more time, because I love a good catchphrase. Y'all love a good catchphrase?
Okay. Excitement sells, it's true. Authenticity lasts. That human connection.
That's right. That's very true, and that's such a good thing to keep in mind when creating your content. But it's not just about how you show up and how you engage verbally, right? It's also about how you show up visually. So we talked about quality and branding, but does your content look engaging enough to stop someone from that doom scrolling, right? We're all guilty of that.
I doom scroll. If there's not a dog on that picture, I'm not stopping, right?
Right? So how do we get this person to stop? How do we get that person to look at our content and engage with our content? So let's take a look again at another visual example. So we have 2 mock YouTube thumbnail posts up on the screen. I'm gonna hold everyone's hand in the room while we talk about this one today, because the idea is great, but is it visually captivating? So this one on the top is a screenshot of the digital brochure, right? With the aim of showing the product and shopping experience. Idea for content, great. However, does this stand out? Does this have a clear purpose at a moment's glance while you're scrolling? Maybe you're not looking for something like this. Are you gonna stop right there, Jonathan?
I think I already scrolled past looking for my dog swimsuit.
He's gone. He's looking for a dog. He's gone. So now take a look at the second thumbnail here. It's purposefully clear to show you exactly what you're about to watch if you hit play and what value or takeaways you can expect, right? Not to mention, it looks pretty appealing and professional looking. I think we can agree with that, right?
It's almost like that fishing net, and it caught me. I was looking for makeup maybe because I needed to get ready for stage.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go. And, okay, so it looks professional looking, but let's be real together this morning. Shocker, Jonathan and I are not design professionals.
What?
We do not work in the design industry, but we used a tool to make that second one look that good. Using tools to help you get results or to fake it until you make it is our next tip to achieving amazing content. So we're gonna talk about best practices, automation, and analytics. So this is a key tip all around working smarter, not harder. Yes, woohoo is right. We just mentioned we used a tool to get that professional look for our thumbnail. But this can be a lifesaver when you need help being more visually creative, but lack that time or that skill set to create it on your own. Now, not just visuals. This goes beyond just visuals because we talked about analytics in the title, right? So furthermore, not everybody is a numbers or a tech-savvy person. A lot of people here are probably more on the creative side. So you may not have that deep understanding of each app and how you create content for that and what it does for you. But with all the platform tools out there, you don't have to be. The tools a lot of them just on these platforms themselves, on these apps themselves, range from help with posting logistics to analytics to track you and keep on track with what's resonating with your audience. So use automation tools as well for content creation, for scheduling, for SEO or keyword search to streamline your workflow and understand who you're talking to and why. Start with in-app analytics to track trends and performance. Like I said, they're right there in the app and you can start with those and they're free as long as you have a profile. Understand what content resonates best with your audience, and then you can refine or tweak your strategy based on how much traction you got. Did you get more likes on something? Did you get more engagement on something? What percentage of engagement did you get compared to other posts? All those things can help you there.
And Sarah, you said free, so that's my favorite four-letter word. You guys know this. And utilize those insights and optimize that strategy. Like Sarah said, monitor those metrics, those views, those follows, those clicks, all because consistency and branding through those images that I talked about, the logos, all of that cohesiveness on your business pages, everything ties together to reinforce that your brand is there and it's identifiable. They can see it, they recognize it.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so you heard a lot about all of the best practices, and let's go through that checklist one more time.
Yes, but remember, this all requires a thoughtful approach to engagement, like Sarah's going to say, and community building. And these strategies will help you outline a clear game plan. It's going to, for anyone looking right now to further their social media landscape, whether you just started or have already started years ago. And by staying true to those values and adapting to those platform-specific nuances, and remember that engagement, that human interaction, all of this is going to help build your path on your social media.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's take a quick look back on the building blocks for a strong social media presence that we went through super quick today with you. So we have it up on the screen. All right, so number one, we talked about mindful and purposeful content. First and foremost, it's that quality over quantity, right? You want to be mindful and purposeful with what you produce because it's going to attract the right people to you. Number two, we want to work on our personal aesthetic, just like your personal aesthetic visually. You want to put it together so that people say, oh, there she is, there he is, there's that person. I know
the dog photos.
Yeah, I know that content. There's Mr. Positivity. That is a personal aesthetic, right? Because it's recognizable. They see you right away, whether it's different types of content. Number three, we talked about determining where and how you show up. That makes a difference. Not all apps are for everyone. Not all places are for everyone. You might flourish in one and not in another, and that's okay. It all depends on the type of content that you produce. And then number four, how to attract and engage that audience, what we're good at, right? This is just a digital form of that. So like Jonathon said, he was attracted by content, but then once that engagement started with that person, that's when the real connection started to form. That's when the lifelong buyer or the lifelong follower or that commitment comes into play because they engaged, not just attracted. And then number five, best practices, automation tools, and analytics are available to you. So do your research, look at some stuff, YouTube it, do different things to find out how to make yourself work smarter and not harder on these things, right? Okay, so hopefully you heard these best practices and ways to optimize your unique perspective on social. Okay, who is ready to get the blood flowing a little bit? Okay.
Maybe you need to say it louder for the people in the back here.
Let's get our blood pumping a little bit. Let's work on making your brand's voice right here, right now, in a little workshop. Are we ready? Okay.
Okay, so on the screen is a QR code. Now's the time to scan that QR code so you can follow along and document your work. Now, if you are tech savvy and you got that QR code, beautiful. Check on your neighbor, check on your friend. If they're struggling, help them out. But if you're both struggling, no worries. We have people walking around here. We can do it. We can work it.
Let's struggle together if we're both struggling.
Exactly.
We're going to leave it up. We also have the easels around the room on either side and behind in the front down here. So if you need some help, please
raise your hand.
Yep, raise your hand. Call on somebody. We'll get you that
Phone
QR
a friend.
code. Phone a friend. Okay, so we want to work today, as you're getting this up, We want to work today on your brand's voice, your personal brand's voice on social media, because it's more than just words, right? It's the personality that shines through every post, every comment, every interaction. And to build a compelling presence, focus on some foundations that we are about to show you, and you can log your work as we go. As we walk you through these 4 foundations, they're going to be a grouping of words. Start to look at those words and see what describes you. Which words are jumping out at you as, oh, that's me right there. Now you could see words on the screen as we go through it, or you may have your own already. You may know right away what you are and how to describe it. Whatever those words are, start logging them into that QR code, at least 1 per the 4 foundations, but you can have more than 1. And like I said, it could be a word that you don't see up here, okay?
So before we begin, these are the 4 pillars that are going to be your brand voice. This is what's going to resonate through all of your social platforms, whether you're using Facebook, TikTok. So we're going to start with the first one, which is your persona. Now, persona is the heart of your voice. It's how your audience is going to remember you and perceive you. When they're doom scrolling, they're going to be like, wait a minute, that's Sarah's post. It's a blend of that authenticity, that relatability, and consistency. I always like to think of this one as a wizard behind the scenes, guiding you on how to connect with your audience and your community.
Yeah, that's right. So take a look at those words, or maybe you have one already in your mind that you tell people, this is my persona, this is who I am. So number 2, we're going to go through tone. So what is tone? It sets the mood for communication, whether it's friendly and conversational, or your approach when you create content could be more professional, more authoritative, because you're coming from a place of educating people on the products that you love, or it could be somewhere in between. That's okay. But your tone should reflect your brand's values and the emotions that you want to evoke from your followers.
Okay, so the next one we have on the screen is language. Now, language, this is the vehicle that you use to shape how your message is going to be perceived, how that persona is going to be perceived. Now, are you informal and playful? Are you fluent in emojis and memes like me? Or are you formal and educational, focusing on precise language and detailed explanations? Remember, this is going to set the stage on how your audience is going to engage with you and how they're going to remember their content when they are scrolling on by.
So anybody seeing some words up on the screen that describe them, or can you think of some? Yes? Playful, thank you. Oh, so they're already giving us feedback. I love it. Which one? Friendly. Okay, yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to keep going, guys, because we're going to ask for your participation in just a moment. So save those answers because we want to hear them. And then the 4th one is purpose. Everybody here can tell me their purpose, right? Everybody here has talked about their why. Why are you here at Connect? Why are you in this business? Why do you do what you do? That's your purpose, right? So define your purpose clearly. Are you here to inspire? Are you here to educate? Are you here to entertain? Are you here to do all of the above, or a little bit of all of the above? That's okay too. Your purpose gives direction to your voice. It ensures that every message, every piece of content is meaningful and aligned with your personal brand's goals. Okay, so we already heard some words from the audience. We're going to give you a few more minutes to pick those descriptive words from the 4 foundations there that best describe your personal style. Now, while you work, chat with a friend, maybe who you're sitting next to knows you really well, and you can say, does this make sense? Is this who you are? Or maybe someone's already poking you and go, that's you.
That's you, girl. That's you.
Work with one another, talk about it, chat about it. We have a few moments, but as you do, we actually have some of our Avon Creative Collective members in the audience. Raise your hands.
Can you stand up and raise your hands? Look around the room.
You can see some of them. Yes, thank you. They have some mics. They're coming around. They want to hear what you guys are saying, what kind of words. You already started shouting them out, so let's try to find those eager people. And we want to hear from you guys on what words best describe you.
So have some fun, go around, think of those words. Now, if you also need some time to look up the QR codes, we also have the pillars in the back over here as well. Sarah, I'm hearing a little bit of buzzing out there already.
I hear some people working.
I hear some people working, maybe some collabing, identifying, maybe calling your friend out. Oh, you're totally this. So I think it's time to go around the room. I hear some buzzing over here, maybe
Who do
over
we
there.
have who's ready to share? Anybody that we have?
Hands up, anyone ready to share? Oh, I think we have one over here.
I see Gato's got somebody. Let's take a look.
So what are some words floating around? How can we?
Like a gift, maybe.
Oh, I
Go ahead, Emily.
Hi, I am
Hello.
Lisa, also known as the main Avon lady. And this was super easy, like playful and inspiring. I have crayons with me. I am fun and playful, and that's really helped a lot of people be encouraged by it.
We love it. Fun and playful. Yes. Super attractive for people looking at content. Yes. Thank you for sharing.
And it's consistent. She's showing consistency and cohesion. She has everything at the ready. Beautiful.
That's right.
Round of applause.
Who else? Who else is out here wanting
We
to
have one
share?
right over here.
Oh, Michaela, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leanne, and on my Instagram I have Leanne is empowering beauty with Avon's finest products, your go-to for skincare, makeup, and confidence. Join the journey to radiant self-care. Hashtag Avon Beauty, but I'll change that to hashtag Avon Connect.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. You have a beautiful bio already. You're skipping ahead in the workshop. You already did all of the work. I love that. That's such a great bio.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I think we have one more here down the line.
Go ahead. I see Whitney there.
Arelis. So I wrote, I am a professional, inspiring Avon ambassador who wants to share honest and fun content because I love to inform and educate.
Oh, I love it. Amazing, amazing. That's great. Good job. I'm loving what I'm hearing out there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
we have one more. Autumn, I see you.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm an inspirational professional who wants to share honest and simple content. I want to educate and enable you to enjoy the beautiful world of Avon with me.
Ooh, I love it. Round of applause. Good
I want to go on that
job.
journey. I want to go on that journey. So if you were wondering how all of those pieces fit together, and now that we have kind of the words in those blocks to build that voice, let's see what they look like. We've heard a little bit about it, a sneak peek.
Okay,
but
we heard
what-
some people already going ahead in the QR code.
Love that. So let's see what that looks like when you put everything together in a statement. Now, we created this template that you've heard a little bit of just now, and those are meant to add the words. Now, who here has played Mad Libs before?
Mad
Oh,
Libs?
yes.
Anybody?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Now, I want you guys to think of this as your Mad Lib bio. Now, up on the screen, you're going to see the exercise, and you're going to put in I am a, and that's where you put in your persona, who wants to share tone and your language, content, because I love, and then you put your purpose and your why. So I want you guys to take a moment right now to scroll down onto your QR codes in the exercise and take a moment to create those using the words that you chose. And remember, I encourage everyone here to tweak the statement a little bit to fit what you guys want to choose and who you are as a person.
And John, let me stop you right there, because if you guys look at the example, and it says, I'm an inspired beauty lover who wants to share honest and fun content because I love educating everyone and anyone on the clinical approaches to skincare and color. Do you know what I'm hearing?
Who sounds like that?
I'm hearing a little bit about the beauty of sharing. Are you hearing that in that statement? Yes. So take that rally cry that we have, the beauty of sharing, make that your own. Put that in there. We already heard some of you doing it.
So now as you guys are working on your statements, we have our beautiful Avon Creative Collective members here to share their statements with you, to get some of the ideas flowing and all of the juices going. So please welcome to the stage some of our Creative Collective members. Round of applause.
Big round of applause for them.
Big round of
helping.
applause.
Thank you, thank you. And this is just a few of our members to share a little bit today.
Do you need help getting up? Yeah, I got you, girl, I got you.
Got it?
Girl, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay. Well, welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us here on the stage. So first of all, we want to go down the line, and you can continue working on your statements, by the way, if you still have some creative juices flowing, you're still working on those. But we want to go down the line today and just talk about, you're creating content already, folks. We want to talk about what your statement is in the workshop as it relates to your real social media profiles. And then, of course, we have to pick their brain because we have them trapped up here on stage now, right? And we want to ask them just one more question all around their social media experience and what they've been doing recently to give you guys more insight on some of the content that we went over today.
Okay, so Jennifer, first one, let's hear that statement. We all want to know the statement.
Okay, I am a Christian and midlife beauty enthusiast, passionate about sharing honest and entertaining content. My goal is to help others embrace and love the skin that they're in and find joy in their lives.
Love that. Thank you.
Wow, okay, so we greatly admire your deep-rooted authenticity in your statements and the content that you provide. Now, can you elaborate for everyone here how you maintain that authenticity, that realness, while staying current with the trends that are on social right now?
Yeah, well, if you follow me, you know that I am who I am, and I believe in staying authentic to myself and to truly be genuine. People can sense if you're not being genuine, and people will shop with people that they know, like, and trust. They will join people that they know, like, and trust. My personal business values guide everything that I share. Before I post about a product or our Avon opportunity, I ask myself, do I truly believe in this, and will it benefit others? If the answer is yes, I share what I genuinely love and about it, how it can help solve problems for others and that they might be facing. While I enjoy trending content, my priority is quality over hype. I offer honest feedback, which attracts those who resonate with my approach. How many of you guys want to know what really works on infomercials? Yeah, that's me. I also understand that I may not be for everyone. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's perfectly okay. I respect that, and I stay true to who I am. When people know, like, and trust you, you can build a meaningful connection with them and do business together, even if you don't agree with each other on everything.
Oh, I love that. Round of applause for that answer. We got a lot of yeses in the audience. We love that because you're showing up as who you are, and that makes that connection we were talking about real, not just what you post. Love that. We're going to take questions in just a moment, okay? Thank you. Okay, and so next we're going to go to you, Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
Hi. Do you want to go ahead and start by saying your statement from the workshop?
Absolutely. I am an inspiring hot mess mama in the thick of parenting who wants to share honest, simple, yet fun content to encourage others to embrace who they truly are.
Love it, love it. Okay, so Whitney, we want to ask you a specific question because we have seen your commitment to live streaming on TikTok has significantly increased your engagement and your following recently. So what we want to ask you is to share your strategy and any of those tips for presenting yourself in a live format because that is a huge hurdle for most of us in this room. I'm going to raise my own hand. For most of us in this room.
So I think the hardest part of going live is the same for everybody in this room. It is pushing that go live button. So we all have that fear of what if I look stupid? What if I fail? What if no one watches? What if people are watching? So you have to decide if you're going to let fear stop you or fuel you. I let it fuel me. I made a commitment to myself to go live every day until I hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, and I did it in 30 days.
Big round of applause for that one.
So I showed up for me every day. And I know that sounds overwhelming, going live every day, but I didn't change my life to fit in TikTok. I fit TikTok into my life. So I went live while I was cooking dinner, folding laundry, doing my skincare, Beyond Glow, of course, which leads to conversations about Avon products, which leads to sales. And so when I go live, my goal is to connect and grow. When people join my live, I welcome them in and ask questions like, where are you from? What's for dinner? And let the conversations flow. What I noticed is the next time I went live, they joined and we grew our relationship. New people came in and then we grew that relationship. So people really want to feel seen and they want to feel heard. So when they feel like I see them and I hear them and they feel connected to me, they will want to engage and support me when they see that video go out or when they get that notification that I'm live. So you guys have to decide, are you going to sit back and watch other people go live and grow, or are you going to push that button and see where it takes you?
Right.
Hot mess mama. I love that. If I scrolled through and I saw that, I'm like, let me stay here for a minute. I can see it. I love this.
Can I share one thing? I was
Please.
live one time, and I was just going, and I said, oh my gosh, I just let anybody go live here. And someone came in on that moment when I said that, and she was like, oh, let me follow this person, because I was just like, I'm a mess. Come on in.
We love that. Authentic interaction, human interaction. Absolutely love that. So step one, click that button.
Yes.
Right? So Micaela, we want to hear your statement. We want to share it with the crowd today.
I am here to sprinkle a lifestyle beauty with friendly and warm vibe. I aim to keep things personal and honest, sharing simple, genuine content that entertains and engages.
Nice.
So for those of you who don't know, Micaela is a tech-savvy person. She finds the answers. We want to know, how can you explain how you acquired the tools and analytics that you used in the social media world, and what methods have you been using to teach yourself these things?
So first, I identify what my goal is with my content that I am creating. I basically decide what I want to do on social media. I want to see how people react, how people interact with my post, and to see what works best for each platform, because not all platforms are the same.
Yep.
And I usually use the built-in tools in each app, like the Instagram Insights, Facebook Insights, and then from there, I start doing my own research on TikTok, because for me, TikTok is the new Google. And I look for trending sound, hashtags, call to action, and things like that.
Beautiful.
Love that. I love that, Micaela, because you were your own sleuth, and you used the new Google, which she's calling TikTok, and she made herself the authority and made herself understand why she's posting what she's posting and the strategy behind that. So that's super powerful. Thank you. Okay, Autumn, you are up next. So Autumn, go ahead and share with us your statement.
So I am an inspiring and playful empty nester who wants to share honest and fun content to engage and enable others to embrace the excitement of this new chapter.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so Autumn, your question that we want to ask you today is, we've noticed your remarkable growth around your consistency and that commitment to consistency. So how has that commitment contributed to your success, but also, I'm sure everybody wants to know, how do you maintain that consistency with everything else that you have going on?
Right. So the first part of committing to consistency is to determine your goal. So I wanted to grow a new account on TikTok quickly, and I knew I had to put in the effort to get there. So just like I have my daily sales goals, you know, I'm all about writing those down, I now have added daily posting goals. So I put the intent for myself to post at least 3 to 5 times a day.
Wow.
And yes, I said a day, but remember, I had a big goal, and I also wanted to do it quick. I didn't want it to just eventually happen. So I allotted 3 time slots a day that were on my calendar. And I literally have an old-fashioned paper calendar that I schedule a time each of those days. So the times might change every day. They're flexible to fit into my schedule, but those are on the calendar as must-dos. So along with that, you heard Jonathon talk about engagement earlier, and that is also such a key component. I'd say even more so than just posting. It's the engagement. So each day I have an hour in the morning and literally set a timer so it doesn't get out of control. An hour in the morning while I have my coffee, and I am, no more doom scrolling. So I am first and foremost, replying back to comments, reciprocating likes. So if someone has just liked my video, I can go to their page and return the favor. And then if I have time still during that hour, then I would take it to, go to my friend's feed or to the For You page. And then I do the same thing again in the evening. At the end of the day, I do that hour of engagement again. So after the day is done, I've had dinner, cleaned up, everything is done, I'll sit on the couch. Instead of just doing that doom scrolling, I am on there with intent to engage with people that I am connecting with to grow those relationships. Let's see. I think it needs to go. The other thing that I do have on the calendar is like an idea thing, because I think that's the hardest part, is when you're going to post, you're like, what do I post today? I don't know where to start. So I actually have a list that I keep on that planner of general topics that I post about. So say yesterday I posted something about Disney and maybe something Avon and then maybe a quote. So then tomorrow, those 3 topics are going to go to the bottom of the list. So I'm not posting Avon, Avon, Avon every single day, because people need to know you. Like Jennifer said, they need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you. So they need to see more about you. So again, I think the biggest thing is just determining your goal, committing to realistically what you can commit to being consistent with, even if it's once a day, maybe it's once every other day, but depending how quickly you want to grow, set that goal, put it on the calendar, and actually schedule the time to make it happen.
Wow, Autumn, that is amazing. I almost want you to be my personal trainer with how committed you are and consistency. That we speak about that all the time, so that was very beautiful. Amazing stuff. So, oh, look at our content creators at it again. Couldn't help it, love it, I love it. Emily, would you mind sharing everyone your statement, please?
Yes. I'm a warm and inspiring leader who wants to share honest insider content because I love to educate and empower women to build their own business.
Beautiful. Now, you said educate. Now, your passion for educating comes through, and it's evident on social media. Beautiful. Now, how did you come to adopt this approach? We want to know, how does it connect to your why in that statement?
Education is so empowering. Early in my business, I learned the best way to achieve my goal of being a stay-at-home mom while bringing in a full-time income was leadership. My business model then focuses on leadership and that team development. So the majority of my content then is around education for existing and potential new team members. Maybe someone in my Instagram audience wants to join me in this business. So when I lead with value, modeling how I do what I do, I'm attracting the kind of followers, like Jonathan mentioned, that want to work the way I work. So my content includes sharing what's working for me in my own business in a warm and genuine way so that others can duplicate that same success. So lately, what I have been leaning into is B-roll footage. Who knows what B-roll footage is? Anybody?
Some
yes.
people.
Yes. It's so popular on social media right now, it's just behind the scenes, little clips of you doing what you do, random things around the house as if the camera weren't even there, like maybe you're typing on the computer or you're making your coffee, putting on your lip gloss or packing an order. People are genuinely curious how you do what you do, and they will watch it. So show them what a day in your life looks like so that they will want that life or that lip gloss too. So my best tip for talking to the camera, pretend like the camera isn't even there or pretend like the camera is your best friend. What would you say to her? Because when I'm putting out content and I'm talking to the camera, I want my audience to be thinking, maybe I could do that too, or did we just become best friends?
Thank you, Emily. Round of applause for that. I think we did just become best friends. Just kidding, we already are. We already are, just kidding. Thank you so much for sharing that though, Emily, because that is where you show up. And again, that authenticity is shining through in that answer because it's who you are. And that's how you gain that trust that you were talking about in that relationship. Because they're like, I know her, I've seen her do her laundry. I know her, I've seen her make chicken nuggets for her kids. That is that authenticity that we're talking about. And people really connect with that. It's not aloof, far away. I don't know if that's real or fake. You know that that's real and you can see that. So thank you, all of you up here on stage. Thank you. Big round of applause for this inspiration. All right, so hopefully hopefully everybody here in the audience has got their statement down, or at least has those creative juices flowing and is thinking about who they are in that persona, that tone, that language, right? Because we have one parting gift for you, which is a little bit of homework, but it's with the best intent. It is about creating an About Me post. Look, see, they're getting the content right now. Maybe this is POV, you have to talk about content, but also make it. I don't know.
Step one.
So what we want you to do is that About Me post, right? So this is who are you? This is using that statement. You may have seen these posts on social media. You can do it at any point in time in your profile. A lot of times people will say, hey, if you're new here, this is all about me. Or hey, I have some new followers. Or hey, I haven't checked in a while. This is a little bit about me and who I am. So use those statements in that About Me post. Or you can use those statements in your bio. But we want to see how you're doing and how you created that statement around who you are and how you represent the beauty of sharing.
Yes, and just like one of our beautiful speakers over there in the corner said, make sure to hashtag Avon Connect so we can see it and share it. So beautiful. Now, hopefully this activity has sparked some thought starters and everything on your own brand presence and really how you want to show up. And we want you to know that if you have any questions that you may have, stay tuned for more ways to learn and grow with us the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So there might be some times for everyone here to apply to try to join our creative collective.
There might be. You want to come up and join the fun with these ladies and many, many more members that are working hard and putting their content out on social media.
Who's ready?
Yep,
Who's excited?
Yep. All right, well that concludes our segment for today. So thank you all so much for joining.
And thank you guys.